Happy Fragrant Friday, fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new, review. You've seen the title and you've seen the description, so you know that this week is a single fragrance review. You know, I really enjoy mixing it up. I've done a few top 10s recently, and I love the balance between doing top 10s or even a particular subject, topic, theme, and then balancing it out with a single fragrance review. Before I dive in on this review, I want to quickly welcome all the new subscribers since last Friday. You know, since last Friday, we have had yet again an absolute barrage of new subscribers, and I really appreciate all of your support. Welcome to TCG. We are a small yet spirited YouTube channel. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you check out my channel trailer. And the bottom line for me is I am a small yet spirited channel. I am an independent channel. I'm not sponsored. And I prefer to give my feelings, comments, thoughts, etc. with my trusty notes, of course, off the cuff. That is to say, I like having spontaneous speech, conversation, chat with you to welcome you to your weekend. I'm not a fan of reading the scripts. I don't look down on that. It's just not my particular thing. I really enjoy doing these on the fly. I have a 5 spray rating system for every fragrance like this one this week. The number I give out of 5 is the number I spray on myself at the end of the review. And for the 8 people that make it toward the end, I have quirky bonus features at the end. The thing that I am most proud of, though, I will say, is the Cologne crew, the group of subscribers and commenters that I have from all over the world. I really enjoy talking to you guys each week. It means so much. And just 2 days ago, I got a comment from a guy in Romania. So, you know, it just goes to show you all over the world, the Cologne crew is universal, open-minded, and yes, fiercely independent. All right, so before I dive in also, let me just say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I have new content every single Friday, so make sure you forward it on, if you like it, to your fellow frag heads. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and as I've said before, especially if you watch me on your phone. Apparently about a year ago there was a problem with notifications specifically on phones, and so make sure you have the notification bell turned on for this channel, because every Friday when I post, you will be notified. You can check it out. It is, of course, the channel that welcomes you to your weekend. So happy Fragrant Friday, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. All right, so let's dive in, shall we? You know, it's time. It's time. We have danced around the topic too long, my friends. We have flirted with the notion of delving into Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo. We have flirted with the notion of a review. It's time. I've done some top 10s recently. I will also next week be bouncing back to subscriber requests, but I had a little window of opportunity here, and I've been rocking this juice recently anyway, so it's just time. So, two things I want to say very quickly. About every month or so, I will ask you guys to make sure you give feedback on how I can improve the channel, and I really appreciate that. One commenter reached out and said I really need to up my ante when it comes to batch codes, so I'm proud to say I looked it up. I have the batch codes. And then subscriber Ray also mentioned that I need to kind of focus more on describing the actual smell and where it takes me. So I will be doing that as well with this fragrance. So I really appreciate that. In fact, always let me know if there's any way I can improve the channel. It means a lot to me, and I do take your comments to heart and consideration, and I adapt accordingly. So first and foremost, make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know what your scent of the day is. So let me know scent of the day that you're rocking. And then let me know also if you like gourmands. Do you like sweet fragrances? Because that will be a big topic in this episode. So, if you follow my channel, you know that 2 months ago now, I went to the Bay Area, and when I went there, I knew I wanted to go to the, so I'll just say Salvatore Ferragamo. I went to the Salvatore Ferragamo shop. I was so excited because I took one day, I was out visiting my friend, and I took one day and went shopping. So I told him to meet me at that store to pick me up at the end of the day. And then we were going to go out to the bars. So I shopped all day. I was so excited. I went there like 2 hours before they closed. And they unfortunately had just put up a sign that said, because of the pandemic, it was by invitation only, by appointment only. So you had to call, and there was a number, and you could only make an appointment. So I asked the security guard how far away they were as far as appointments, right? Was it a day out? How long would it take to get in? And he said it would be a day or two. I told him I was only in the city for that day only, and then I would just probably get it online. I said, no problem, no big deal. I just thought it would be kind of cool to actually buy it at the store. So my friend was going to pick me up at a certain time, and because the store was closed, I had a little extra time and essentially not much money left after a day of shopping in the Bay Area. And so I was standing outside on my phone just catching up on messages, and he noticed that, and so he came over after about 20 minutes and he said, you know what, we've just had a cancellation and you seem like a cool guy, so why don't I tell you what, if you can go in real quick, because of the cancellation, you slide in, take care of your business, and we'll get you worked in. So that was incredibly kind of him to do that. I walked in. It took me all of about 10 minutes to grab this because I knew what I was going to get, and I purchased it at the store itself, which was fun to walk around and see all the things I probably won't have enough money to buy, as far as clothing, that is to say. So I really, really enjoyed that time. I've kept this one on my radar for a long time, and it was absolutely a necessity to buy it at the store. Okay, so you got, of course, the shiny black, and in fact, I was just noticing, between black, white, and silver, I'm kind of doing a Las Vegas Raiders theme here for Ramsey. I don't know if that was meant to be, but I just happened to notice that. So I'm going to talk about the bottle. One thing that, remember you guys watch him too, I know, it's Robes 08. So Mark up in Canada that has done reviews for forever and a day. I remember when I first started watching them and they would have like different camera angles on the bottle and everything. I thought that was so cool. So I want to talk about the bottle. As you can see here, I have kept it exactly how it is. I have been rocking the juice. I put quite a dent in it already, but it does come with a plastic piece. Now let me just foreshadow a little bit, and let me tell you, when you open the box, it says, remove the safety clip and press to spray. So a little foreshadowing here. If you have to tell people how to spray it, probably not where you want to be, but there you have it. Okay, so I love this bottle. It's heavy, it's classic, it's thick, it's gorgeous, with one huge exception. Okay, so on the sides it says Salvatore Ferragamo, or Salvatore Ferragamo, and it is plastic, but it feels high quality. On the bottom it has all the information, and I will talk about that in a second because I'm so excited. This is my first episode that I'm talking about batch codes. Don't really care, honestly, but you guys have told me I need to start caring, and so I am. So you remove the plastic, piece, and then, of course, you spray. So I didn't have a chance this morning to check out his name, but there's an English reviewer who works on YouTube, and he works in a perfume shop. And I remember him saying that, unfortunately, the testers for this, like 6 had been broken. I don't remember the number he gave, but many, because people grab this and think it's a cap. So let's finish off the good news. The good news is I love the design of this bottle, and I love the fact that there's black on the sides, and I love the fact that you can see the juice in the middle. It has a very traditional, classic, masculine take. Absolutely love it. Uomo, and then it's got the signature here for Salvatore Ferragamo. Fantastic. And again, of course, the info. Where it gets bad, though, is The cap itself, you can even see this is a brand new bottle, and it's already wiggling. See that? It's already wiggling. And the cap itself, actually, I almost fell into that. The atomizer itself, it looks like a cap. This is not a cap. This is an atomizer. So when you spray it, okay, fantastic spray. It's a great atomizer. The problem, though, is that it really does look like a cap. So there's a part of you that wants to just pop it off. And unfortunately, if you do that, you will break it. So one of the things that later on in the review I'll be taking points off for, absolutely, and I bet almost every reviewer will say the same thing. The atomizer is not a cap, and it is clumsy, and they need to redo that immediately. It may sound trivial to you. It may sound like, dude, it's just a sprayer, get over it. It's not that easy, because though it looks nice, this would be absolutely a grand slam fragrance. But I have to dock some points off for that, because when you do see it, this is cheap. It's wobbly, and it's a little hard to actually spray itself. And we are persnickety at this channel, so I have to dock them some points for that, unfortunately. Now let's get to the batch code. I went to checkfresh.com, and I have here the batch code. The batch code is 11J18AR1. Okay, I feel like a real YouTube reviewer now. And that is 2019 batch. The 2019 batch. I have. This is a 2016 release, of course, and it is an amber woody by, of course, the best parfumé / nose / perfumer of all time, which, of course, is Alberto Morillas. You know it, and I know it. So stick around for the bonus features related to that, by the way. So let's get to the notes then, but I wanted to mention the batch code. I've already talked about the bottle. Again, the sprayer is clumsy and it's slightly cheap, but as far as the actual amount that it sprays is fantastic. So there's a lot of good here and a little bit of bad, but unfortunately it is merited to point that out. When it comes to the notes, I'm going to describe the notes a little bit, but you can go to Fragrantica and check all of them out. This one is a very easy fragrance to describe. So you get cardamom, and for me, after that, it really goes to the mid notes. When you get down to the mid notes, you get into ambroxan, which of course is to smell similar to amber. Then you get orange blossom, and then you get tiramisu, wink, wink. And then it goes down to tonka bean and sandalwood. So here's what I get, though. Okay, on my skin, I get about 80% tiramisu. I get a very nice, lovely presence of orange blossom, and then after that, even cardamom, by the way, on the top notes. So after that, though, the individual notes kind of mesh into a chocolate or a cacao smell. And chocolate is not listed. Dark chocolate is not a listed note, but I can tell you on my skin, it smells very much like tiramisu, chocolate, dark chocolate, even cocoa powder. And so this is a gourmand. There are only really two types of people that are not going to like this. Or shall I say, the people who don't like this is probably because of one of two reasons. How's that? Number one will be people who are synthetic snobs, meaning they want their ingredients to be natural. Okay, so is there a guy off the coast of Sardinia rowing in a boat looking for whale vomit to surface on the water, grab it, and then sell it to Creed for ambergris, top dollar? No. These are synthetic notes. It was constructed in a lab. It is admittedly synthetic. The second reason why you wouldn't like this, if you don't like sweet fragrances or gourmand. So you probably know this, but when people on YouTube, when reviewers throw out the word gourmand, what they mean is food-like. So a gourmand fragrance is a food-like fragrance, oftentimes dessert, not necessarily. So this is a gourmand. This is a sweet slice of tiramisu. If you do not like sweet fragrances, you will not like this fragrance. And if you do not like synthetic fragrances, if you imagine somebody cutting grass in Nice, France, and then selling it to Creed, that again is not going to happen with this fragrance. Those are two limitations for some, not for me. When it comes to designer fragrances, gourmands, you're looking at the king right here. This is absolutely fantastic when it comes to designer gourmand. So I mentioned the notes, but let's take a look at the actual smell and what it evokes for me. So when it comes to the smell, again, here's what I imagine. I've said before it's tiramisu, the Italian dessert. I've also said that it has a very strong cacao or cocoa powder, chocolate, dark chocolate note to it, even if that's not listed. It must be the tonka bean and the sandalwood, perhaps. I'm not sure, but it really does. This is ultra sweet. All right, so in the initial blast of this fragrance, what you get is strong cardamom and quite synthetic notes. It can be a little harsh. Harsh was the word I was looking for. For some people, it's a little harsh. For me, it's not, but I do want you to know many people have said the first, the initial blast, so 15 to 30 minutes, can be quite harsh to some. After that, though, it really settles down into a quite sophisticated, sweet gourmand. So, and then you just ride it to victory after that. So what this is imagine this. Let's say during the pandemic, for example, your office is closed. You can't go to the office. So instead you go to a coffee shop, a fine cafe. And in the coffee shop, they have very intriguing jazz music in the background. You might even have your earbuds in anyway. And you get a very aromatic cup of Turkish or Ethiopian coffee, some of my favorites. And then on top of that, you get a slice of a dessert that you like, in this case, tiramisu, something very, very sugary and sweet. It has a dab of chocolate in it as well. And that could even be maybe even a mocha if you would like that for your coffee. So it's this delicious, succulent blend of coffee, dark chocolate, cocoa powder, tiramisu, sugar, sweet. You're at work. You're in the zone and you're smelling all this, and it's just making you concentrate and even feel more confident. Then, next to you, you happen to notice a very pretty woman, and she happens to catch your eye, and for a split second, you guys make eye contact. After that, you kind of, with a wry smile, you say hello, and then you get back to your work. And then after a while, you think, you know what? I feel like I want to go up, introduce myself, and ask to meet her sometime. So without knowing her at all, you walk up and you confidently introduce yourself. You have a nice conversation with her. You get her number. You promise to text later, possibly to go out to the very same cafe where you met. Gather your belongings after a long day of work at the coffee shop. You go home and you feel like you got a lot of work done. You smelled wonderful. You were confident. And of course, you had a successful interaction with meeting a new person. So that essentially is Uomo. Uomo is confident. It is sophisticated. I don't care that it's synthetic. It really evokes all of the things that I just mentioned. I love Uomo. And other than the two reasons why I mentioned earlier, and possibly, of course, the atomizer / faux cap, you should as well, because it is a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. Let's get to seasons. When it comes to seasons, this is the easy one. This is going to be a fall, winter, mostly even winter, but cooler temperatures. And so this is easy one, fall, winter. If you are in an 80-degree Fahrenheit climate and up. I don't know that this might not work as well for you because it could be a little cloying. I'm, of course, recording this in November, and so our temperatures range from the 30s up until maybe 50, 52, around there at the hottest point of the day. And I can say now that this is the perfect time of year to wear this fragrance. So that's the season. When it comes to gender, this one is indeed... Uomo is Italian for man, so this one is quite masculine, even though it is sweet. So I'm going to say 80-20 on my split, meaning people who actually wear this signature scent, went and bought it, wanted this fragrance. I think you're going to see 80% men and 20% women. Women can wear this if it's sweet and it smells like a divine luxury, high quality, delicious, succulent coffee shop. Then of course, why couldn't just anyone wear it? And they can, absolutely they can. But I think in the actual percentage of people who have purchased this, I think you're going to see 80% men and 20% women. I do feel like it is quite masculine. I wouldn't say uber, but I would say it is right in the masculine section of the lucky scent continuum. So 80-20 is my split. Now age, I saw where some people on Fragrantica say that this is a 35 and up. I don't see it. I see this one as any age. Really what matters is that if you like sweet or not. So this one to me is not so much about age. I'm going to go 18 and up on age, because it really is going to come down to if you just don't like sweet, sugary, gourmand. So if you don't like Rochus Man, if you don't like this one, if you don't like Givenchy Play Intense, some of the real sugary gourmand fragrances, if that's not your thing, regardless of age, you won't like this. In fact, there's even kind of a caramel note as well. There's just a lot going on in this fragrance, and I love that about it. Now, good news abounds, because when it comes to longevity, projection, and sillage, okay, projection is moderate, but longevity is off the charts. So this is an EDT, and it's a designer, and you're going to get 8 to 10 hours on this. I love the longevity on this one. I also love the fact that this one doesn't project too much. And so you know how on my top 10 lists I have a romantic night out fragrance and a romantic night in fragrance. This would actually work for both, because I think you could wear this one going out to eat. I think it would project enough where it would get picked up. If you went to happy hours, you were talking to, maybe it was like singles night in a hotel lobby, right? When they have these December 31st meetups for singles, and you're coming in and getting close to people and introducing yourself quite a bit, you would get picked up on something like this. And then also on a romantic night in, after the first couple of hours, of course, it will settle down and it'll get relatively close to the skin, enough that it would invite the other person in. Fantastic. It is a very romantic scent. It is a sexy scent, and it is a perfect scent for guys who are looking to get unsolicited compliments by anybody. So when it comes to YouTube reviewers, one of the things we always divide is comment versus unsolicited comment, compliment, or comment. But when it comes to a compliment, sometimes we'll ask people, because it's our hobby and passion, hey, what do you think of this? And the person will answer. They'll say, oh yeah, it smells nice. An unsolicited compliment means even more, though, because it means that somebody walked by you and said, oh my God, what are you wearing? And if you are looking for that kind of attention, you will get that when it comes to this fragrance, without the shadow of a doubt. So, compliment getter, any age. I don't think it's not 35 and up for me. It is any age. If you don't like, unless you don't like sweet fragrances. So highly versatile, except for obviously if you're in a tropical climate. When it comes to event, this is any place, anytime. This is t-shirt, denim, this is tux, suit. Look, it exudes class. Come on. It's Alberto Morillas and Salvatore Ferragamo. I mean, it exudes masculinity. It's classic. It's it's confident, it's brash without being arrogant, and it's not for the guys who are on, lovemetender.com or whatever, Tinderbox or whatever you guys call this. It's not for the online dating folks. This is for the guys who are willing to walk up, introduce themselves, put themselves on the line, and ask a woman out. So there you have it. That is Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo. I love this one, and it is one of the fragrances that can absolutely make you feel fantastic during the day. You guys know I love to say absolutely fantastic, so I'll say it makes you feel absolutely fantastic. It really does. Now, that being said, the next thing you might think is, okay, he's going to bust out the elusive 6 out of 5 bonus spray. Here's my rating for this one. It's an easy rating, actually. This one is a clear 5 out of 5. Let me explain. I have the coveted, elusive extra bonus spray that I give only for a small number of fragrances like Jubilation 25 by Amouage that transcends space, time, gender, and life itself. That said, this one came dangerously close to that, but you know what? Yep, it's time to break out our inner Eeyore because, I'm sorry, for $100, this is a $100 bill, this is what will cost you, and for $100, absolutely worth it. To get a flimsy atomizer that is a faux cap is a huge problem. I can tell you now, if you work in a perfume store, you probably had to replace a tester or 8 when it comes to this, and I'm not surprised because your first reaction is to go like this. So this is a 5 out of 5, and I'm not awarding the 6th final elusive coveted bonus spray just because, you know what, Salvatore Ferragamo, if you're watching this, if you guys are watching this right now, change the top of this, change that, and you will have a 6 out of 5. It is a masterpiece. It is going to be a classic. It's 5 years in already, and it is spectacular, superb, and it absolutely just adds an extra skip in my step throughout the day. 8 to 10 hours, that is fantastic longevity. Projection is moderate, quite good. Sillage is also quite good. I would even say slightly above moderate. So sillage, so coming in and out of rooms. So if you are in our scenario of the December 31st singles meetup at the hotel lobby, and you're going like this to lean in, to kiss someone on the cheek, shake a hand, introduce yourself, you're in and out, you're moving back and forth, etc., etc., you will be leaving a scent trail. In short, you should expect to get a lot of unsolicited compliments. All right, so there you have it, folks. Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo. I friggin' love this juice, and you should too. So, you know what? 5 sprays of this is going to bring me incredible amount of joy throughout the day. So let's go 1 on each wrist, 1 on each side of the neck, and you know what? 1 on right on the emblem. And let's see if anyone can guess, because I don't think they can see it on my sleeves. Let's see if anyone can guess who this is. I'll give you a hint. It's music. 5 out of 5, 2016 Amber Woody by Salvatore Ferragamo, Italian fashion designer. The perfume is the best of all time. Rock this juice. 5 out of 5. Boom. Boom. I mean, come on. It exudes class, masculinity. What more do you want? Boom. Boom. And all right. There you have it. Another review by the boards. Stick around for the bonus feature because I'm going to have some more fun with that. If not, make sure you always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. All right, so welcome to the bonus feature. I really appreciate all 8 of you. So when it comes to this, I just got to thinking, you know what? For the designers themselves, I think we can safely say that I have before me, right here, right now, the designer Holy Trinity. Well, we have to start off with, of course, all three done by Alberto Morillas. What an embarrassment of riches. Look at this. Come on. The bottle almost takes up the entire screen, as well it should, because this is Acqua di Gio. And of course, you guys have tried to say those 3 words without smiling, and you can't do it. I've seen you guys in South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Romania, Malaysia, and you can't do it. You can't do it. It cannot be done. Acqua di Gio cannot be said without smiling. You might even smile because you laugh because you think it's so lame. It's not. It's just that good. So the next up, of course, has to be Bulgari Man in Black. Man in Black is my brand new mammoth bottle that I just took out of the box. I haven't even sprayed it once. I am so excited that I have this juice in my collection again. And Man in Black rules. It is spectacular. And then, of course, we got to end with the one today, Uomo. And so this, my friends, right here before your very eyes is the designer Holy Trinity, all done by Alberto Morillas. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Actually, all jokes aside, let me know what your designer Holy Trinity would be. If you had 3 fragrances in your collection, if you were on an island and they told you could only have 3 designer fragrances, okay, I'm going with that. Drop mic, end of story, period, full stop, yeah?